Republicans in Washington, D.C. did not have a very good week at all. I know they tried to pretend they were having a good week with the Durham report that actually was a giant nothing burger, and, you know, they were having their hearings with the so-called FBI whistleblowers, and that's when things really went to hell, especially for Jim Jordan. Because, you see, the public, the media, isn't buying into his crap anymore, and that is starting to frustrate the heck out of Jim Jordan. Before we get to the idiotic little press conference he held, it's important to point out the fact that during his hearings this week, multiple Democratic lawmakers, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Stacey Plaskitt, both called out Jordan and his so-called FBI whistleblowers for not actually being whistleblowers at all. They were disgruntled FBI employees, some of them who had their security clearances revoked because, of course, they expressed sympathies for the January 6th protesters. They spread conspiracies on social media, and one of them actually refused an order to investigate January 6th Capitol rioters. And that is why that individual lost his security clearance. Insubordination. That's a thing that happens. But Jim Jordan is heralding these people as some kind of, outspoken people, risking it all, putting it all on the line, and by God, they've risked so much to be here. And that's just what happened in the hearings. It was the press conference after the hearings where things truly went off the rails for Jim Jordan, because a reporter reminded Jim Jordan that we really can't trust these people because at least two of the three have been paid by Donald Trump ally Kash Patel. And here is how Jim Jordan responded when confronted with that information. Take a look.
Talking a lot about, and the point of this press conference, the point of the hearing is to talk about how the FBI is politicized, but do you think it's appropriate for some of these whistleblowers, including two who will be at your hearing today, to be paid by one of the former president's closest advisors, Kash Patel, who's
They got a family. How are they supposed to feed their family? 450 days. The FBI has kept Mr. O'Boyle in limbo, where he can't work without pay. He's got 4 kids. He was selected to come to this special unit they were forming here in Virginia. He moves his family, and the day he gets here, they say, hey, we're suspending your clearance. And they won't let him get access to his furniture, his clothes, and he's got a 2-week-old newborn child. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Of course they're gonna do whatever they can to feed their family, and I don't fault them for that.
And just one more thing.
They got to feed their families. I mean, who cares if they're being paid by the guy that we are just trying to protect? I mean, I know it's a total conflict of interest, but I mean, do you want their kids to go hungry? Is that what you want, liberals? You want children to not have food? So what's a little under the table money between friends, huh? If you got to feed your kids, you got to feed your kids. Jim Jordan is so painfully, comically bad at this. Like, there's a million other things you could have come up with on the spur of the moment other than, they got kids to feed. Gosh darn it, dog nabbit, whatever stupid thing you're trying to say there. Like, yeah, it would mean a lot more that you're trying to protect his kids if you weren't a member of a party that right now is trying to strip SNAP benefits from 3 million children across the country, sending 3 million children into hunger. So I don't believe for a second that you actually give a damn about kids having enough to eat, because your party is literally trying to take food off the table of children across the country right now. What you're trying to do is deflect from the fact that your star witnesses, who have provided no evidence to back up anything they've said, you're covering for the fact that Donald Trump's people paid these guys. And yes, that does immediately throw anything they say into question. It immediately shows us what their motives truly are. These are not whistleblowers. These are angry employees who got in trouble for not doing the jobs they were hired to do, and that is their own fault. If you don't want to do the job, go find a different job. If you're worried about how you're going to feed your kids, maybe don't go to work and make a complete ass of yourself and refuse to do the job that you were hired to do. Kind of seems like bad parenting at that point. But the fact that these individuals, at least 2 of them again, did get money from a Trump ally definitely shows that these men cannot be trusted. Their testimonies have been tainted. But that's all Jim Jordan has. He doesn't have anybody else waiting in the wings. So he has to rely on these discredited individuals, some of whom happen to be on Trump's good friend's payroll. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share, but again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.